Erinnya lyange nze Dr. James Musinguzi nga nze Executive Director oba akulira ekitongole ekiyitibwa Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center abasinga gye bamanyi nga Zoo Entebbe. Tuli wano mu Mbaale nga tuzze ku mukolo ogw'okuweebwa ettaka okuva mu National Forestry Authority. Tulina ettaka lye batuwadde olwaleero balitukwasizza okulaba nti tuzimbako Regional Wildlife Center oba Zoo nga eri Entebbe. Government yateekawo policy oba yateekawo ekiragiro nti tuteekewo Zoo mu Uganda yonna mu regions kuba Zoo ebadde esinga okumanyibwa ebadde eri Entebbe. Naye kati ogenda mu maaso n'okusomesa Abannayuganda n'abalambuzi abalala ku mugaso ogw'okukuuma obutonde bw'ensi, gavumenti yasalawo nti tuteeke Zoo mu bitongole mu bitundu Eastern Region, Western Region ne Northern Region. Nga mu Eastern Region twalondawo Mbaale. Mbaale lwa nsonga nti waliwo National Forestry Authority erina wano Central Forest Reserve era nga twakola MOU oba partnership. Ne batuwa ettaka eryo okulikulaakulanya ng'ekitongole kya gavumenti nga tusasudde yadde n'ekikumi. So wano mu Mbaale bwe twafuna ettaka lino era olwaleero balitukwasizza era tugenda kutandika okuzimbako. Mugenda kulaba wano tugenda kuzimbawo exhibits oba wetukuumira ensolo, tugenda kuzimbawo education center, tuzimbewo olukomera. Munda omwo tube nga tusobola okuteekamu exhibits oba wetuzimba okuteeka ensolo. Tugenda kuleeta wano ensolo ng'empologoma n'endala nnyingi nnyo zijje tusobole okukulaakulanya obulambuzi bwa Eastern Region. Bw'otunuulira Eastern Region, ekigendererwa kino kya kutumbula bulambuzi mu Eastern Region ne mu regions endala zonna. Tulina Eastern Region nga tuli wano Mbaale, tugenda genda n'Embalala, tugende Eggulu, tugende ne Kyenjojo. Nga region zino zonna tugenda kuzimbamu Zoo bwete. Ng'ekigendererwa kusomesa Bannayuganda ku mugaso oguli mu kukuuma obutonde bw'ensi n'okununula ensolo eziba zifunye obuzibu tusobole okuba tuzijjanjaba tuzizeeyo mu materekero zisobole okutumbula ebyobulambuzi bya Uganda awamu n'okuzaaza ensolo eziri endangered. Nga bino byonna bigendererwa okulaba nti tutumbula obutonde bw'ensi naddala ensolo ez'omu nsiko. Twagala abaana baffe n'abazzukulu n'abanajja basangewo ensolo zino basobole okuba nga baziyigako nga bazirabako. N'olwekyo tutaddewo ekintu kino lwakuba nti nno si buli omu nti asobola okugenda mu materekero mu national parks. Kati atasobola agenda eyo ajje mu Zoo naddala Zoo zino zetugenda okuteekawo mu regions ziri mu bibuga. Kati tuli mu Mbaale City, tugenda genda ne mu cities endala kubanga zisobola okwemalirira nti abantu abali mu kibuga mu city nga mu Mbaale balina obusobozi okujja ne balambula Zoo zino ne famire zaabwe ne bawaayo akasente ne tusobola okuba nga tukyambuza ekintu mu kye tuyita sustainability. N'olwekyo kigenderere okuba nti Zoo tuziteeka mu bibuga kubanga mulimu abantu abasobola okujja okulambula abalambuzi mwe batuukira. N'olwekyo kati tusuubira nti bwe tunaba tukoze ekintu kino kigenda kuyamba nnyo okutumbula ebyobulambuzi n'ebyenfuna by'ekitundu kino kubanga emirimu gigenda kubeerawo gigenda kuweebwa abaana ba mu Mbaale. Abantu bagenda kutunda emmere yaabwe egenda okuliisa ensolo, egenda okuliisa abalambuzi abanajja wano. Abantu bagenda kutunga ebyemikono byabwe babitunde eri abalambuzi. Tugenda kukolagana ne cultural institution Inzu y'Amasaaba. Ekino kyo kikulu nnyo okuba nti nayo product tugenda kuba nga tugiseeringa kubanga tugitunda nga tukozesa satellite center gye tugenda okuteekawo. Zeeka nga 37 ze batuwadde olwaleero naye nga NFA tugambye singa tweyagala okweyongera ettaka bali redde okutuwa.
By the grace of God, I'm the board chairperson of Uganda Wildlife Education Conservation Center. I want to welcome you all to this handover ceremony today in Mbaale. Today is quite a historical day for Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center and the county at large, that we are witnessing the handover of land in Mbaale Central Forest Reserve to UWEC by the NFA, National Forest Authority. UWEC acknowledge and appreciate the National Forest Authority for offering land to construct the first regional satellite wildlife conservation education center in the country located in Mbaale, Eastern Uganda. UWEC is also very grateful to National Forest Authority for the land that has been offered to work in other central forest reserves of Gulu, Mbarara, and Kyenjojo, as you have been informed by the Executive Director of NFA. UWA will ensure that the land is put into the intended good use. To this effect, we are happy to report that UWEC has secured funding from the government, as you have been told by the ED, UWEC, from the government of Uganda to start construction. So that one, Inzu y'Amasaba, we are starting immediately. So the satellite centers is in a phased manner. We shall be starting with MBALE as a model site. Yes, thank you. The government's commitment to support and develop the new tourism products. The government of Uganda is committed to supporting the development of the new tourism products such as regional satellite and wildlife conservation education centers in MBALE, Guluchenjejo, and Mbarara, revamping of Entebbe Botanical Gardens. As you are aware, it was a presidential directive that the ministry takes over, Ministry of Wildlife, Wildlife and Antiquities, takes over the botanical gardens in Entebbe. So the money is going to be managed by UWEC. So the revamping of UWEC through competitiveness development projects, SEDEP, with financial support from the World Bank, among others. As part of this will be as part of the tourism diversification drive. So all these developments will be guided by the National Conservation Education Strategy. The establishment of the satellite centers in its center in MBALE is a new and unique tourism product for Eastern Uganda, which attracts both domestic, regional, and international tourists. I happen to be a tour operator, and I know what we are talking about. So I've been taking so many people, even residing in MBALE, taking them to Entebbe. But this time, it will be in MBALE and other centers, depending on where the tourists are. The establishment, therefore, is a unique product for Eastern Uganda, which attracts both domestic, regional, and international tourists. The catchment area for this region is broad and will be able to sustain the center, and this includes the Busoga region, Bukedi region, Elgon region, Teso, Karamoja regions, and western part of Kenya. Yes, that was going to be how we operate, the modus operandi. With the new products and the commitment from the government of Uganda, tourism has become a powerful national socio-economic sector with its total contribution of gross domestic product, GDP, reaching 8.36 trillion, and tourism foreign exchange earnings expanding from USD, Uganda, that's USD, US dollars, 834 million in 2012 to USD 1.6 billion in 2019 before the COVID pandemic. So that was quite a big increase, and we are pushing back the same level anytime. Finally, the establishment of the satellite center in MBALE will enhance community awareness and appreciation of wildlife resources, promote environmental conservation and tourism, create jobs, improve community livelihoods, and generally bring about development of the region. I want to thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and our children, that let's embrace this move, and the sky is going to be the limit.
My name is Waiba bin Saki. I am in primary 5 class. I go to Naryonga Primary School. On behalf of my school, I am here to move a vote of thanks to the government of Uganda for considering MBALE to have a zoo in this region. Guests of honor, we are very thankful. We would like to thank the National Forestry Authority for donating the land for the zoo and Uganda World Education Center for having such a big thought of establishing the National Zoo in MBALE for Eastern Region. You have saved our movements to Entebbe and our lives from road accidents. Thank you so much.
Not only that, I also want to thank you in a special way for implementing the presidential directives. Both of you communicated and said the president and cabinet okayed this kind of engagement. And quickly you have done it in a short spell of time. That means your commitment to introduce wildlife education in this part of the country is not going to be a period that will take us too long to implement it, so that the children who are here now and who are eager will see the truth of what we are discussing and what we are witnessing today. To protect, to restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem in our country. This means, as a country, we are very critical and we are very observant to make sure that we implement most of the sustainable development goals. And one of it is education for all. By having this institute brought nearer here, our young population will definitely know and even appreciate what we normally say, the Big Five game in our country. And this place also will work as a translocation area for rare species of animals that don't exist here, developing. And we are looking forward into building smart cities. This initiative is going to contribute enormously to the smartness of this city. Because in the first place, tourism is going to increase the local revenue of this city. And normally when you have an wildlife education center in a city, you will also make sure that you pay attention to some of the requirements of the tourists. That goes hand in hand with good food in the city. And this is our dream as a city. We would like to make sure that the food we eat, the food we have in MBALE, after you come to satisfy your curiosity, learn a lot from this education center, Chairman of Security. I must thank you for this marriage, this beautiful marriage you have entered to support environmental conservation. I also want to thank you for making my work easier in the city. The place where we are sitting now in this forest has not been a very peaceful place. You have helped me to move away those criminals, those thugs who have been always congregating here and causing problems in the city.
Bringing the joy of wildlife exploration and conservation education to a new region. Therefore, I take the honor to extend our heartfelt gratitude to our President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, for the local and international tourism in Bugisu sub-region. I also wish to appreciate National Forestry Authority for the generous donation of the land on which the MBALE Zoo shall be established. Finally, we thank WEC and Tebe for the tireless efforts of spreading the gospel of conservation and involvement in this project in our region.
Yes, when you look at what has happened today, it's a function where NFA is handing over land to WEC to do construction here of a zoo, like the one in Kampala, the Uganda Wildlife Conservative Education Center, that is in Entebbe. So we are having the satellite ones, which are being set up, which are going to be set up in the 4 different areas in this country. And this is the first of its kind, and it's a pilot here in MBALE City today. And I do believe our community is going to benefit a lot, because over time I've been advocating for us investing in tourism, for us having tourism product development in various areas across the country. And this is an initiative in the right direction, because obviously our children will no longer have to be traveling by bus, by taxis, long ways to Kampala. So I think it will enable our children to study and learn conservation right here in MBALE. And as well, the local community will benefit a lot, because every time there is development in an area, the community does benefit, because the tourists will have to sleep, they will have to eat, they will have to buy a lot of things from the community. So the community will indeed benefit. And when you look at the construction, it's our local people that are going to construct, that will be taking part into this tender of construction. When you look at, say, security in the area will be beefed up. So I believe this is an initiative that is going to benefit us to increase on the local and international tourism in MBALE and Bugisu as a whole. Over years, government has been paying more emphasis or more attention to the western part of the country. We've seen several hundreds and hundreds of kilometers in the western part, which has not been happening here in the east. We've seen a lot of investment in product development in Western Uganda. But this is an initiative by government, probably, to uplift us as the Eastern, as Bugisu as well, because this is one of its kind. And I believe this will come with much more into the area. And as Parliament, we need to do our part and keep allocating resources. So we expect the Ministry of Tourism to keep requesting for more money to come into development. This should be the end, but this should be the start of investing into tourism in this area. We've seen Wanale, we have a trail that is yet to be developed. We want it to be developed. We want it to begin making money. The way you see tourists coming, going to Renzori, going to Kilimanjaro, we want them to come to Elgon and Wanale as well, such that our community can benefit much more from tourism.
My name is Benoni Sebina Katumba, and I'm currently the chairman of the Board of Trustees of Uganda Wildlife Conservation Education Center, based in Entebbe. All the people, generally they know it as the zoo in Entebbe. So that's the thing, and that follows under the Ministry of Uganda, Ministry of Wildlife and Antiquities, and we continue to look, and our main purpose, is all conservation, because conservation entails everything. It's not only wildlife, but conservation of God's creation, all things of God's creation. So including you, we conserve everybody, not only wild or what, but living and non-living things. MBALE has been chosen as one of, after sitting with colleagues and members and making all the necessary communications and references and consultations, we felt MBALE could be started with, because we are planning to open 4 centers, other centers like the zoo in Entebbe, but we felt MBALE could be started. First of all, the land was readily available, and we are very grateful to National Forest Authority for that. And MBALE was more convenient in that we can easily access it with the places, but we are moving to Gulu. Another conservation center is going to be in, which we call satellite, because we call these ones satellite centers, going to be in Chenjojo and then in Mbarara to begin with. But we intend to have every town, because, as you have been seeing, so many vehicles carrying, bus loads of children, school children, young ones and big ones. They are all students coming from like Laibi, Gulu, coming all the way to Entebbe to see what they could have seen in their locality, because we could see that one. So we convinced the government and the ministry, and then they said it's okay, we can go ahead with the help of the government. If it was not the government, this project is very expensive. Well, we're only waiting for the signing, and because the signing of the MOU was done, Memorandum of Understanding, but we're waiting for the handover. Now the minister was waiting for this function, but he gave us the mandate to start right away. So to answer your question, within 3 months we should be starting, getting the work starting here, especially like fencing the ground and the area, to make sure that the area, the house, the home is safe. For in terms of monetary figures, I can only make a reference. I cannot have it offhand now. But expensive, as you can realize, these animals are eating. They are dangerous because they are wild, so they need to be looked after well. And of course, you need the personnel, trained personnel and technical, to make sure that these animals are not they don't become a menace to the public where we are going. But at the same time, we want them for the purpose which is intended, generating income for the local authorities plus the government.
How long is it going to take?
At the strategic level, we all agreed we all have to serve the people of Uganda. We all have to conserve the environment of Uganda. We all have to make sure we restore the forest coverage in Uganda. So at that level, we said, no problem. If that is what you want done in 4 regional centers, we shall give you the go-ahead. So we requested the ED of UWEC to come and present to us. They came and presented, immediately we passed it, and today I'm very happy to see it becoming a reality. The only thing I'm not sure about is why did they start with MBALE? Is it because Dr. Shira comes from Eastern Uganda? Is it because Education Center? Before I go further, I want to introduce my colleague who is on the board of National Forest Authority. Dr. Shira is over there, stand up for recognition. Incidentally, Dr. questioned you about deforestation, which has been very unfortunate, especially in the Mount Elgon area. Mukukan and the kingdom kindly tell our people not to destroy the forest. It's killing us more. This year we even had a run with UNDP for Chelangat, Chedgei, yes, where we planted trees there. We are saying, no, let's do more. Let our people not go there, they're going to die for nothing. You know? And as if not, that disruption has caused a lot of problems. Like MBALE, getting clean water has not been easy. You know, because I'm sorry to tell you that I used to be the chair of National Water and Sewage Corporation from 2013 to 2020. So one of the projects I brought here was the World Bank project. But getting water from Manafa has not been easy because it's not enough. It's either too dirty or it's not there. So we're going to get it from a little bit up. But what I'm saying is, let's conserve the environment. Let's plant more trees. Let's avoid disrupting the ecosystem of the Elgon Belt. At NFA, we shall continue partnering with all the parties who are there to make sure the forest is protected, is conserved, and is enhanced. And upon that, I call upon all Ugandans to join us there, not only work, but all the parties. I want to conclude by thanking all of the people who have come here in your various capacities, the members of the fourth estate, WEC, NFA, local authorities, MPs, JICA, our nice children who are there. Thank you all for coming. May the good Lord bless us all. And people say,